Well, hello. I want to talk about stagnation and in relation to not being diagnosed for years with ADHD. And one of the sort of common themes with that is that you struggle, you burn out, you stagnate. And that happened to me, and it took a really big toll. That's why I'm walking by Master Weir. That's the noise. So it really took its toll on me. And then you get the sort of, once you know what you have and you can deal with it, you then get anger and grief and all those sorts of feelings. Well, I'm not feeling any of those anymore, largely because I'm not stagnating. I'm making active steps, small ones, but active steps to get closer to being the master of my destiny. One step is joining Launch U and exploring. Well, they opened up my mind to the idea of starting my own business, and then thinking, well, what the heck is that business going to be, and all that sort of stuff. So that's ticking along nicely. Through work, with the union work, getting selected for that sort of 6-month secondment thing. It's a big thing, 2-day interview process, being observed from sort of breakfast to dinner, only getting on that sort of selection by being, in the top 20 of the whole southern region, was really good. And then today I was I'd applied to be on a board of trustees for a charity that deal with poverty in retired people, and I didn't get it. I was really gutted. I just thought, oh no, another CV into the sort of tumbleweed abyss kind of thing. But I actually had a really good catch up with the person who I'd actually worked with in the past, and she gave me some really good feedback in terms of, like, 59 people applied. I made it to the long list of 11, but I just got pipped by not sort of being specific enough with my examples. But what was good about it is, like, I'd really absolutely like you to apply sort of this time next year when we're looking for new trustees, because the good thing about trustees and charities is that it's not a lifetime position. There's only a limited time that you can be a trustee, and there'll be at least 3 positions open this time next year. And it's like, if you do these 3 things, you'll have a really strong chance of getting through. So that was good. I mean, obviously, it wasn't a highly paid position. It was mostly volunteer kind of thing. But it's something I'm really passionate about and something I'd like to get involved with. I offered my services anyway if they needed any strategy work, etc. And then the other final thing is sort of part of the business idea is to do sort of accountability sessions. Obviously, very inspired by what Launch You are doing, but sort of different accountability, more not coaching, but more sort of deep work in terms of advising rather than just holding people to account. And working with a friend of mine who's got this business idea, which is crazy and playful and fun, and sort of between us, with my logic and her playfulness, we might get up to some good mischief and create some sort of cooperative, a sort of subsection of my business, some sort of cooperative where we work together, lift each other up and give each other jobs. That's the dream anyway, which again is really inspiring, and she's agreed to help me with some creative stuff, and I've agreed to practice my one-to-one coaching, accountability, kind of monthly check-ins, etc. And we'll hold each other accountable, because she's a bit fluffy, as I am, but together we can lift each other up. So what I've sort of been describing for the last 5 minutes is the opposite to stagnation. And so I guess the point of my rambling about what good things are happening in my life is that sort of stick to it. You know, if you're feeling lost, I get you, I see you, I know where that is, but just try and do some inner work. You know, think about, well, what gives you joy, what really sort of lifts you up, and what sort of is the opposite, and sort of like think about all those things that lift me up. How can I sort of forge a career out of that? Because the chances are you absolutely can, especially in the digital space. And just sort of, you know, if you feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall in the world of sort of trying to get a job in your category, marketing in particular, I know so many people who are fantastically qualified but just not getting through at all. So just stop doing it to yourself. Do your own thing. You know, fuck them. Sorry for my language, but fuck them. Just do your own thing, and together we can create some sort of change, because it needs to happen. Anyway, on that note, see you later.